What's up? That's Hugs. I'm Sam. Welcome to Hugs and Sam. Today we're doing our episode 27 of Attack on Titan recap / discussion. So yeah, what do you think?
I was like, it took me a second. I went to go 26 and I was thinking we did 26, but we already did the recap for that. We did
we're doing 27.
Okay.
Which is actually season 2, episode 2, but you know what I mean.
There was a lot of things that went down in this episode. It was very Sasha-centric.
It was, which I really loved that, actually, because I feel like she's one of my favorite characters now.
We had kind of talked about this in our season 1 recap, like the overarching recap of all of season 1, that Sasha came in really, really strong, and then kind of just went to the background.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's why I thought she might be kind of expendable, in season 2, because we had that nice little build up. We got that moment with her, but then she kind of just, she was there, but she wasn't always someone who stood out or really had moments.
Right.
But I feel like we got to learn a lot about her past. We got to see her with her father, where she came from, being like kind of like a little country bumpkin hunter, chill people.
I guess starving, because the way she went after that piece of meat, I was like, dang girl,
I think that's just part of her character, though. She's just weird with food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's
where
potato
that comes
girl
from.
after all. Well, they talked about the forest getting smaller and the amount of things to hunt getting less.
So maybe it's just harder to come by. Food is harder to come by.
Because he wanted to store it for the season or whatever, and she was like, "I'm gonna store it in my belly."
Yeah.
But they had this kind of almost southern type of feel to them, like accent and whatever. And I still want to know what Dag Nabbit translates into, because that was funny.
Dag Nabbit, and the way he would be like, "You're."
Yeah. Which played into a flashback later on for Sasha that I think was really cool, because we got to see Krista and Ymir a little more.
Yeah.
And it kind of
was making fun of why she talks the way she does, and
I think it kind of reinforced our thoughts though of Krista being really nice and Ymir being kind of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like Ymir is she's rude. But, I feel like there's just something about her that, I could like and respect. I don't know. I just feel like there's, more to her.
I do, too, but that's mostly because a lot of people have told us they like Ymir, so I'm, waiting for some redeeming quality.
No, it's not even that with me. It's just, her, you can tell, the way, Krista was able to, make, change her mind or whatever, stand up to her kind of thing, and,
How did she change her mind?
Not change her mind. That's why I changed what I said and said stand up to her. So, I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's their relationship that I, see is, their friendship is, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's the same dynamic we saw when we very first saw them. Ymir thought it was dumb that Krista gave Sasha food and was like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of the same type of scenario that we saw where Ymir's more of this, I don't know, forceful person. And, you can be a bitch and still a good person.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm
She
saying.
can just be very, type A personality. You know what I mean? Very kind of aggressive personality and still be a nice person.
Yeah.
A good person, not necessarily a nice person.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So I see her maybe more as that and not an evil, mean, what I thought Jean was going to be at first. You know, because Jean kind of came off he could have been a bad guy or you know what I mean, when him and Aaron were going at it at first.
No, I definitely didn't like him at first.
Yeah, so I kind of saw her more of just a warrior, that warrior archetype of someone who's just all about, what they think is what needs to be done and forget emotional crap and, I'm going to do what's best for me and what's best for my situation.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see her. Krista I see as someone who acts a lot with her heart, which is what we talked about before, and how we thought that was really important that we learn more about her character, because all we've really seen is that she just appears courageous. She's come back against Ymir. She cried but stayed when they came to the scout regiment, and again she stood up to Ymir again. So the reoccurring theme that we're seeing with Krista is she stands up to tense situations. She doesn't back down.
She stands her ground
when the right thing needs to be done.
Exactly.
Which is important.
Yes.
So that was kind of cool. And that was wrapped within the Sasha
yeah.
story a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a Sasha Kalachi.
So, like, also, whenever Sasha, whenever she walked in and, like, the little girl was just, like, chilling there.
Oh, in the zombie town? In her hometown?
And the way she, like, handled that Titan with the bow and arrow, like, that just showed so much to me about who she is as a person. Like, that she would be willing to, like, get that close to that Titan to
well, that's what I was going to say. She did the shots. I popped my own head off. She did the shots, but then she knew she needed to land that last arrow.
Yeah.
And she wasn't leaving anything to chance. Again, that warrior mindset where it kind of kicked into her warrior mode. She knew she couldn't leave anything to chance for that third one because not necessarily of her.
Yeah.
She was thinking of that little girl who was running away, and she had to get up in there and do it. And it's like those are the moments that define you.
Dang. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, because she knew, like, that little girl would be, like, alone if she had like, died, you know, right
and
there.
Chased down, probably, by that Titan.
Yeah. It wasn't even like she's like, I don't want to die. She's like, I don't want to die because this little girl, like, needs me or something, you know, to kill this Titan.
And then we saw her run into her dad again.
Yes. Which, I don't know how, like, I still don't understand why they separated.
I understand why they separated, but I don't understand how she ended up as a soldier. She wanted to stay in the forest and be a hunter or whatever, and he was going to run off. And basically, he said something along the lines of, you need to join society to, like, help people.
Yeah.
But I wonder what, like, the exact transition was from her making that choice to go.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is like, how did she get to where she is and where he got to where he is?
Well, he's still doing the horse thing.
Yeah.
Because he was bringing more horses to the whatever. So we kind of got a little bit of that resolution when he was talking about leaving the camp. But what I wonder is when she joined the cadet squad, and a lot of the other cadets that we see, like, their families are all killed, or, you know, their towns have been ravaged and stuff like that, and that's why they've joined the cadets. Like, I imagined that her father had died because we kind of saw that he was going to split off and do his own thing. And then fast forward, she's in the cadets training, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, her dad probably got killed. So now she wants to join society and fight the Titans. But then when she reunited with him later in the story, I'm like, oh, well, that can't be it. So I am really curious what drove her to do that. And the fact that he was, like, telling her he was proud of her.
Yeah, that was really emotional.
That was super emotional. Yeah. That was really good.
I love that. But hey, let's say no. I was like, I'm proud of her too because she just took that Titan out. But it really did scare me when that Titan, like, wrapped his arms around her because I was like oh my gosh, are you about to, like, squeeze her? I cannot handle that right now. But
the other thing too was she's always kind of been a comedic character. Even in the flashback with her dad, she's eating the food, like, fighting off her dad. Like, you can tell she can fight, and, like, she has spirit. Like, she ran the laps over the potato thing and everything. But it's like, she's always kind of been a joke, a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And the fact that she, like, really had that moment where, you know, she fought the Titan, she manned up, or whatever, however you want to say it. People get offended by the term man up now. She womaned up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She essentially, like, kicked it into, like, I don't know, warrior mode, beast mode, whatever you want to say. And it just kind of was cool to have this, like, I don't know, definitive, she's not a joke. She's not to be messed with. She's not to be played with.
Right.
That she's a serious character who can really, put in work when she needs to. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. Like I said, like, she's now one of my favorites. For sure.
Well, if you remember in the very beginning when Sasha came in, I was like, oh, this is my new favorite character. I love her.
And then
but then over time, she just wasn't around. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have any reason to, like, I have all these new stories with all these other characters that are really interesting. And she kind of has never done anything. You know, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
It's that type of thing. And I really feel like her dad, who's, like, a mixture of Hanzo and McCree from Overwatch, like, he kind of straight up looks like a mixture of the two, and he shoots the arrows and everything. But I really like the storyline, and I wonder what's going to happen with her dad now that they've been reconnected. Like, is he going to become a part of the story?
Yeah, I don't know. And, like, also, is she going to, like, how is she gonna leave that group to go back to do her thing?
Or, yeah, the flip side, her go back with her dad.
Well, like, can she? Like, because, like, if you're, like...
Once you join the scout regiment, like, you're...
Like, you're in there, right? Like, you can't just abandon your duties, like...
Plus, I mean, could she really do that?
I don't think she could. I really don't. Like...
It's not even necessarily is she allowed to. It's like, after seeing what she's seen and been a part of what she's been a part of, like, could you go back to just delivering horses to people? Like, it's good, solid work. It's helping the community, but it's not the same.
Yeah. I mean, that's safe, I guess.
Yeah.
And also, what's going to happen with the little girl? Like, I want to know what's going to happen with her.
That whole situation was very weird. Like, it's understandable. She was, like, traumatized, but it's like...
The way she was just like... And also, why wasn't that Titan, like, going after her? Mm-hmm. Like, it was just, like, sitting there chewing up the mom, but, like...
Easy prey? I don't know.
I don't know. And at first I thought, like, and I know I said this in the reaction,
that
like,
it looked like a
I thought it was just, like, a regular person
like a zombie
eating.
scenario.
Yeah, and that really messed me up, but...
It was weird, because it was when he was, like, crouched down, he just had his naked butt.
Yeah.
At the door. But, like, there's some Titans that aren't, like, super tall, but it felt like the aspect ratio on him was wrong. Like, I feel like the shot of him inside the house, even when he stood up, like, he shouldn't have been as tall as he was. You know what I mean? I do feel like that was a little off.
Yeah.
Because he felt
like
he should have been much
bigger
shorter.
as, like, she got... Like, it's like he grew from the time that he was in the house to the time she stabbed him in the eye. Yeah. Like, it was just really weird. I don't know, because I swear whenever I first looked at him, it was, like, a real person.
He looked like maybe someone who was, like, 8 to 10 feet tall when he was in the house.
Yeah.
And when he was outside the house, like, he looked like a rather large Titan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, able to, like, squeeze her, like, wrap his arms around her, like...
So we got through the Sasha story, okay? But what we need to cover before we get this, because we're 12 minutes in, we haven't even talked about the
cliffhanger.
Yeah, the big ending. Connie goes home, and you caught on to this. I didn't. That Connie looks into the eyes of the giant Titan that's inside the house, and they match.
Yes.
But what it was is, like, their eyes are normally pretty small, like real small. But when I watch that part back, his eyes get real big when he sees it, and it's like, you know, you can.
Well,
really
like
tell.
that's what I noticed, because like there's just a way like that I guess the light was like glaring, and it's like, you know, you can tell like that they wanted that to stand out or something, because it like my eyes drew right to like the Titan's eyes being the same color as Connie's eyes, and I've thought that it was weird how even like Annie and like Krista and Armin, like they all look so much alike with the blonde hair, blue eyes.
I feel like there's quite a few characters that look similar to me.
Yeah, and I really wonder if that has something to do with something, like are they related and they don't know it?
You gotta think, like, with the way that the walls are and the way that the communities are, and like the fact that a lot of people have died, a lot of the communities are probably interrelated. Yeah. But they're from different areas around the map. Yeah. Because, like, Armin was from Stois or whatever, right? Yeah. With Aaron and all them. And...
Yeah.
Where, I don't know where Annie was from, like, her family and whatever.
I don't know either.
You know what I mean?
But Connie had just, like, listed off all of his family that was in that house. So, the Titan, it looked like... You said, like, fell from the sky.
Well, the way that it was in the house, like, it wouldn't have, like, gone into the house. Like, it looked like it fell on the house, or was inside the house and grew out. And the way that it was, like, it had its rib showing, where, like, that kind of looks like whenever Aaron, with the like, half-formed his Titan kind of thing. But definitely, like, the way, like if it's, like, a family member of his that has, like, the same eyes, same color or whatever, if it could turn into a Titan and it was in his house, like, that would make sense to me. We're finding out that more and more people can do it. So it's less surprising now. And I feel like maybe because the person was in that situation, it seems to come out of people, or at least Aaron, when in a dire situation, so maybe it was the same for them. Yeah,
but why are they just laying there like they can't move?
Well, it doesn't look like they fully formed.
Yeah, because its arms and legs are like...
Yeah, so maybe they didn't know, like, maybe like halfway through it just stopped, or who knows? I mean, there's a million different things. We don't fully understand the whole human Titan situation.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't know. Like, I don't get like who can and can't turn into a Titan. Can everybody turn into a Titan? They just don't know it, or
I kind of pitched the idea in our last recap of a mutant type of idea, that there's just some people that are born with like that evolved gene or whatever that can do it.
Yeah.
Or that mutation, maybe not even an evolved gene, but just a mutation. But Connie's whole city was pretty much destroyed. His village was pretty much lit up. And I wonder, A, who the Titan is. If it is a family member, we're pretty sure it's a family member. At least we assume. Which family member is it?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are they going to do with the fact that they could turn into a Titan? We could be completely wrong. We could be overreading into this. It could have just been like a weird abnormal.
Yeah.
But
and
I
it could,
really
like,
strongly
not even
think
be a family member because of the, like the eye color might not mean anything.
But I strongly feel like it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, real quick before we end this, because we're rolling up on almost 20 minutes here. Levi out of action. Okay, They got the cultist dude coming with him, Nick.
And he like whipped that gun out.
And I love how Hanji says Nikto. When she talked to him, she says something about Nikto.
What was that?
His name is Nick, and she called him Nikto. And I thought that was really cool
Yeah.
when she said it. But yeah, he just pops that gun out. He's like, I may be injured, but I can, like, basically, like, I can handle your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's dressed up like he's a little vampire Lestat or something, like going to a party, and then he's like, Bill, get the pistol in the streets, though.
Yeah.
Straight out of Stowis.
Crazy name Levi.
Crazy mother scout named Levi.
Yeah. Anyway. Anywho's.
Try to mess with me and the napes fly. All right.
Oh, you're so good at making up stuff like that. Anyway.
But that was really cool. Hanji, they were talking about the walls are made out of hardened skin. And I'm like, there's so many questions that go into that. It's so beyond, my theories at this point. Because I'm like, the hardened skin, like, they made. And the way that the walls are, it's not like how we talked about it. She was in her regular form when she created the encasing around her. Why would they create the encasing in Titan form? Like, there's just so many questions that go into that.
Yeah.
And then the way Armin laid it down, saying, like, Titans are defending us
all
from Titans or whatever.
Yeah.
So it kind of sounds like they did it willingly.
Exactly.
The way he made it
That's
sound.
what it sounded like, yeah. So it's like, I wonder if there was Titans, there's good Titans and there's bad Titans.
But if they're good and they did it willingly, why did Nick not want them to get sunlight?
I don't know.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Good question. I wonder if, like, sunlight, like,
it would power them up.
It would power them up, yeah.
Maybe they encased them in the walls just in their Titan form, and as they ran out of power or whatever and they were diminished, as like a defense mechanism, it created the hardened skin. Because Annie didn't do the hardened skin until she was like deboed, like, you got knocked the
yeah.
That's when she skinned up. So maybe it was that. I don't know, there's a million things that we can theorize when it comes to the Titans in the wall, because we don't know anything.
Yeah.
We don't really know how anything works. We don't really know why they're in the walls.
Every single time I feel like we're figuring something out, it's like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no.
I don't know anything. I do feel really bad for Connie, though, that his village got messed up.
Yeah.
Especially because, well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to see, like if one of his family members is in the neck of that Titan.
Well, the thing that makes me so sad was, if you remember Connie's story when he talks about why he made the decision to go into, like, the different regiments or, like, sign up or whatever, was because he wanted to make people proud back home.
Yeah.
And it's like, now his village has been destroyed,
so it's like, there's
and he
couldn't even
do anything to stop it. You know what I mean? Like, he went off to become this, like, great warrior to, like, help defend the people, and he couldn't defend the people that he wanted to make proud. Like, it's just sad.
Yeah, that's true. There's nobody to be proud. I wonder
I'm
now,
proud of him.
before we go, I wonder if Titan on his house spawned within the house and all of his family is inside that Titan. Because you know when Eren spawned the Titan around to protect?
That's a good comment. Oh, and I forgot something we haven't mentioned yet. We need to talk about it real fast. But yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, because that would be really nice if they, were all safe.
I don't think you really picked up on it. We kind of talked about it in the reaction a little bit. But I didn't think you caught it. So I thought you were a little confused when they talked about breaking through the wall.
Yeah, no, like, okay, so Titan wouldn't break through the wall, but they broke through the gate.
Yeah.
Okay, but on Wall Rose, it showed where Winston Titan came through.
Yeah.
There was a part at the very bottom that wasn't the gate.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what you didn't catch, is he was explaining that they wouldn't do that, and that there was, like, cuts on the wall, and that Titans wouldn't do that.
Oh.
That's what it was, and so they're saying, like, somebody did that.
Let them in, or somebody,
yeah, like some nefarious individual or group of did that, because they're saying Titans wouldn't have done it.
Interesting. Okay.
And I almost forgot to bring it up, and that's a huge plot point, but it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't know who would have done it or why. Also, why won't the Titans break the wall? Is it because there's Titans in the wall? Is that what they were saying?
I guess, yeah, but who would break through it? Like,
but the Colossal Titan, like, he knocked the stuff off the top of the wall. He didn't really break the wall. But Titans have attacked Titans because they attacked Annie.
Yeah, but I think that's something different. I think that those are, like, the little slave Titans, and I think that was just to protect her. Because she escaped. Like, they didn't eat her person. They just ate
the Titan.
They ate, like,
I don't know. It's a million
body.
Questions. As soon as you get all the answers, they change all the questions. It's just what it is.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to watch episode 28 to figure out more.
Yep. Let us know what you thought in the comment section down below. I imagine there's still stuff we both missed. Yeah. Because, we didn't completely rewatch the episode. We watched parts and talked about it and stuff. But, I mean, some of these episodes that are, like, so packed full of stuff, you could watch them, like, 5-6 times over. Like, you catching that eye thing was, like, such a subtle thing to me. Like, I didn't really get that.
I'm really big with eyes. Like, I notice little things about eyes, like, in a lot of different things we watch.
There's a window to your soul.
Yeah.
But let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Shout out to all of our patrons who are supporting us, and y'all don't know how much that means to us. Thank you so much. We'll have more videos up soon. Hopefully you enjoy the way that we're doing these recap videos. Yeah. If you have any ideas or comments, whatever, on our format, or you think there's something else we should be doing with these, it's only our second one. Let us know what you think, how we should structure these. If you like it the way it is, say, I like it the way it is. That way we know. Because if you just don't say anything because you like it the way it is, then I just think you don't care.
Yes.
That's just what I think.
Yeah.
All right, but we'll have more videos up for you soon. Like it if you did. Subscribe if you don't already. And we'll have more videos up soon. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.